Welcome, welcome, welcome back to day 3. YSC is so excited that you've joined this year's summit, Digitally Yours. I'm Stacy Lewis, your Chief Program Officer and Deputy Chief Executive. Remember, it's not too late to tell others to register and participate. They can participate in the entire conference. It'll be live for 30 days. Make sure you tell your co-survivors and that they feel invited and supported. Please continue to visit the exhibit hall. It's open today and for another 30 days. The scavenger hunt is still going on, so you have an opportunity to win a great prize. And for those who've attended a summit in person, you likely know me in one of two ways. I'm either behind the megaphone trying to organize the group photo. Remember to take your selfies and tag hashtag YSC Summit 21. The other way you probably know me is that I'm usually the first to hit the dance floor at the Saturday night dance party. And now the dance party is on day 3. I am so excited to introduce our instructor for today, Annabella. I hope that you all are ready to hustle. Do the hustle. Do, 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 do. To salsa. And to wobble. Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. It's going to be a great party. I hope that you're ready, got your comfy clothes on, and are looking forward to having a good time. Enjoy the summit.
Good morning, everyone. Are you guys ready? I'm going to get my music started and we're going to get ready to warm up. Here we go. Okay, let's just begin by taking some nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. 2 more just like that. Inhale, exhale. Last time. Get to a march, marching. So you're marching narrow, going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. March it wide. March it narrow. March it wide. March it narrow and wide. March it narrow. Wide, 1 of each. In, out, out, in, out, out. 2 more. Last one. Hold it here, get ready to reach it up. Going up. Seven, and I take it across. Reach it back for 8. 3, 2, 1, across. Take it up for 4, 3, 2, 1, and across. And back. 2, we're warming up our muscles and joints. Take it across. Take it up. Across. And back. Once again, across and up and reach. Glide and glide. Back and back. Last time across. Across. Take it back to marching. Get ready. Heeled it forward. Going 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lunge it back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Take it side to side. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Elbow to knee. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Slap the thighs. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Reach for your ankles. Get ready to kick this back. Kick it back. 5, 6, reach and touch the heels. 4, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, get back to heel digs. 4, 3, 2, 1, lunge it back. 2, 3, 4, lunge it side to side. Elbow to knee. Exhaling. 3, 4, slap the thigh. Reach for the ankles. 4, 3, kick back, kick back. 4, 3, we're ready to reach for the heels. Back to heel digs. 1 and 2, reach it. Elbow, knee. Slap the thigh. Are you smiling? Reach the ankle. Kick it back. Reach the heels. Let's do it again. Lunge it back. Side to side. Elbow to knee. Slap the thigh. Ankles. Kick back. Touch the heels. And nice deep breath. Onto the conga. Now we're warmed up. No excuse. Get those hips going. Get the hips moving. And join me. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, step out. 1, 2, 3, step out. 1, 2, 3, step out. Move this forward and back. And back. One more time. Forward and back. Add a little hip there. Last time, forward and back. Adding on. Lunges. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, start again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, hip forward. And back. 8 lunges. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. We're adding on, adding on. Head, head, hip, hip. V-step. Adding head, head, hip, hip. One more here. To the left. 4, 3, 2. One more from the top. 1, 2, 3, tap out. Or a little hip forward and back. Are you having fun yet? 8 lunges. 4 more. 3, get ready. Head, head, hip, hip. Head, head, hip, hip. To the left. Left. Adding on. Grapevine to the right. And clap. Grapevine to the left. And right. And left from the top. 1, 2, 3, hip. 1, 2, 3, hip. Forward. Hip. Back. Hip. Lunge. 4, 3, 2, 1. Head, head, hip, hip. To the left. Left. Grapevine. Right. And left. And right. And if you like, you can turn it this time. Back to 1, 2, 3. So this is the start. Forward and back. 4 lunges. 4, 3, 2, 1. Head, head, hip, hip. To the left. Grapevine. You want to turn it from the top. 1, 2, 3, step out. Make it your own. Add your own flair. Hip. Hip. Lunge. V-step. Head, head, hip, hip. Left arm, left leg. Head, head, hip, hip. Grapevine right. You want, you can add a little shimmy here. Grapevine. You like a turn? And back from the start. You have got it now. Forward. Hip back. Hip lunge. V-step, V-step. To the left. Grapevine right. Grapevine left. And right. You want? Turn. Start again. Hip. Hip forward. And back. And lunge. 2, 3, 4. V-step. and V-step. Left arm, left leg. Grapevine right. Grapevine left. And right. Turn. March. 2, 3, hip. Hip forward. Get ready to take your sexiest pose. You got it. Grab some water if you need it. Come back for the wobble. So everybody does the wobble. This is a wobble. Your body just moves any way it wants to. Are we ready to go? Here we go. 5, 6, 7, 8, 8. Jump forward, wobble. Jump back and wobble. Lean right, 2, 3, 4. Lean left, 2, 3, 4. Right leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Stepping 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You do it again. Jump forward, wobble. Jump back and wobble. Lean right. Lean left. Right leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Stepping 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You start again. Forward wobble. Jump back and wobble. Lean right, 2, 3, 4. Lean left, 2, 3, 4. Right leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo, cha-cha. Stepping turn, 2, 3, 4. Quarter turn to the right. Again, jump forward. Jump back. Lean right, 2. Lean left. Right leg, cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo, cha-cha. Stepping turn, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You start again. Forward wobble. Jump back and wobble. Lean right. Lean left. Right leg, cha-cha-cha. Left leg, cha-cha-cha. Turning 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You start again. Jump forward, wobble. Jump back and wobble. Lean right, 2, 3, 4, and left, 2, 3, 4. Right leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Step, 2, 3, 4. To face the front again. And jump forward, wobble. Back and wobble. Lean right, 2, 3, 4. And left, 2, 3, 4. Right leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo. Step forward to the camera. 8, 7, 6, 5. If I could see you, just wave. And wobble to the camera. And back, 2, 3, 4. And right, 2, 3, 4. And left, 2, 3, 4. Right leg mambo. Cha-cha-cha. Left leg mambo, cha-cha-cha. Stepping turn as you step. 5, 6. You start again. Forward wobble. Back and wobble. Lean right, 2, 3, 4. And left. Right leg, cha-cha-cha. Left leg, cha-cha-cha. Step, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You start again. Forward. Jump back. Lean right. And left. 2, 3, 4. Take it forward. Cha-cha-cha. Forward. Cha-cha-cha. Turn it all the way around. And just wobble. Just do your own version. Whatever it is, your best wobble moves, wherever you're joining us from, your wobble and wobble. Any wobble. Take it to the camera. If I can see you, I know you're showing your best wobble moves. Let's see you go. This is your freestyle section. Anything goes. Your best wobble moves. Now that you're warmed up. What part of your body haven't you wobbled yet? Thank you so much for joining me, everyone.
Being my anniversary being cancer-free, I decided to recognize that and celebrate by joining the board of Young Survival Coalition. And I served as the vice president, the president, and now I'm the secretary of the board. And I'm delighted to be here today with you all to introduce the general session topic, supporting your emotional health after a breast cancer diagnosis. The audience will hear from our expert panelists, and then we will take questions from the audience. So I'll start with some introductions. Jen McRobbie. Jen is a survivor and lifestyle coach. She is the author of an Amazon best-selling book entitled "Why Is She Acting So Weird? A Guide to Cultivating Closeness When a Friend is in Crisis," and believes that you are never too young or too old to learn how to communicate well or to take charge of your own physical wellness and mental well-being. Jean Rao. Jean is an expert consultant in the field of young adult cancer and breast cancer. Jean's work includes educational product and program development, delivery, management, and evaluation. And Jean also serves as the director of community support for the Young Survival Coalition. And they'll be joined today and moderated the panel by April Stearns. April is the founder of Wildfire Magazine. And I'll encourage everyone to please use the chat box for your questions throughout the panel, and there'll be time for Q&A at the end of the panel. And so, April, I will pass the mic to you to kick us off.
Thank you so much, Courtney. I am so excited to be here with you all today. I think this is my third or fourth YSC conference. I was trying to remember. But as Courtney said, I am the founder and editor of Wildfire Magazine, and I could not be happier about this topic because I think that addressing the emotional side of a physical diagnosis such as breast cancer is so incredibly important, and one that unfortunately gets a little bit lost in fighting that fire of the physical side of it all. So I am very excited to be here with this panel. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and send it over to our first speaker, Jen McRobbie, and let her take it away. And as Courtney said, keep your questions in mind, and you can put them in the chat, and we will do a Q&A with the panelists after they speak. Go ahead, Jen.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to our YSC Digitally Yours. In the past, when I've been able to speak with you all, it was in person, and I got to at least hug you with my eyes. And so I'm going to try to do that now through this presentation as we're talking about some of the really big struggles that come along with a breast cancer diagnosis and really all of the fallout that comes after that. It's just a little bit about myself. I was actually diagnosed at 33 and I had no family history. I was stage 3, ER/PR positive, HER2 negative. I can always say those things to you guys because you know exactly what all of those things mean. And it came as a huge surprise to me. And upon diagnosis, it was very easy for me to go into that working mode. Okay, we have this diagnosis. This is how we're going to handle it. I have my doctors, and you start going through all of the steps, getting into each of the different things that you need to get done. And unfortunately, the emotional side really becomes a byproduct. It becomes something that we think about later or after when we are no longer in that doing mode. And at each stage of your diagnosis, so upon first diagnosis, you feel one way. Then when you're partway through treatment, you feel another way. And then even now, as a longer term survivor, I have additional feels. I'm still feeling all the feels, which is why we called that this now. And so we're really excited to talk to you today, me and Jean, about how normal it is to feel all of these different feelings. And really, hopefully we can give you some tips that you can take away with you so that when you start feeling those feels, you can combat them. Because here's the thing, friends, you're feeling feelings right now. I know you don't think you are. Some of you are like, oh, I'm tough, I'm strong, oh, I'm sad. You're looking at the person next to you like, what is she talking about? I have this handled. But inside, underneath all of that action that we have those deep underlying feelings that need to be addressed, that need to be handled in order for us to be a more well-rounded person. Now, there is a group of people in the world called psycho-oncologists. So these are people that have psychoanalysis skills and oncology skills. And they use really big words to describe what we go through as survivors emotionally. So there are three things that basically happen upon a diagnosis. You have your initial reaction, then you have distress, and last, you have your adjustment period. And when I'm reading through all of that, I'm thinking to myself, well, yeah, of course. I have an initial reaction, I have my distress, and then I adjust right to it. But we all know it's not as simple as that. And the range of emotions that you may be feeling now, whether you were recently diagnosed, whether you're in the middle of treatment, whether you're done with treatment, and whether you're metastatic, the range can go anywhere from incredulity to feeling lost and alone. And the most important thing is to begin to learn to acknowledge those feelings, because it's very easy for us to just shut them down and lose that self-awareness. I'd ask you to raise hands if I could see your faces, but raise the hand for yourself. How many of you right now have no idea how you feel? Yeah, unfortunately, there are quite a few of us raising hands and we can't even see them. So I want to walk you through something really simple that might be able to help you connect with how you're feeling right now. So sit back in your chair, put your feet on the ground, uncross your legs if they're crossed, and put your hands on your lap. Now right here, take a big deep breath. Now do that one more time. Take a big deep breath, but this time I want you to try to wiggle that little toe you've got on the outside of your foot. Wiggle that toe. And applying all those wobble principles you might have just learned while you are doing your exercise, start to move your feet and your ankles while you're continuing to breathe. Feel that emotion rising up through your midsection, through the center of your body, to your chin, your ears, the top of your head. Now, think for a moment about what you're feeling. Do we feel relaxed? Do we feel a little nervous? Do we feel some fear because we don't know what's happening or what's coming next? All of those feelings that you're feeling are all wonderful. They're good, fantastic feelings, even the bad ones. Sometimes we have to learn to embrace those negative feelings. Fear and fright, they actually can help you change things in your life. So if you're feeling a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of anxiousness, it's always great to go back to that little meditative session. You notice it took just about 30 seconds, right? Where you can sit down and just really connect with what you're feeling. And from there, once you have that self-awareness of that feeling, then we can start to ask those questions about why. Why do I feel that way? Why do I feel fear right now? Why am I concerned? What am I worried about? You remember those 5 W's from school when we were little, the who, what, when, where, why? Those are the questions you need to ask yourself on a fairly regular basis. And I know it's not fun. Listening to how we feel, especially when we're scared or when we don't know what to do, can be frightening in and of itself. But I promise you that if you take a few moments to stop and really listen to how you're feeling, it's going to really help you move on to the next phase. Before I send it on to Jean, I just want to tell you a quick little story. And this story really is for the co-survivors in the group that might be listening. But you know, during the day, I was the tough warrior woman. I was conquering everything. Treatment was fine. I was handling everything. And at night, that's really when all my feels really started to rise. And my husband, years later, told me stories about how troubling it was for him to have me crying on his shoulder and then thinking in his own head that he couldn't tell his best friend that her cancer was really screwing up his own life. And if you're a co-survivor right now and you're thinking to yourself, well, my survivor is feeling all of her feels, and I don't know what to do with those feels, and they are overwhelming me with their feels. I'm here to tell you, co-survivors, you're allowed to have your feels too. And you can use all of the same principles that I just talked about, that Jean's going to teach you about, to really combat your own feelings. So remember, get in touch with how we feel, develop that self-awareness, and then go into our 5 W's: who, what, when, where, and why. Why is probably the most important one. And together, the two of you may be able to navigate this emotional ocean that you're in right now, or that you're in for life. So I'm going to go ahead, close it there. I hope you have lots of questions for me. We want to have lots of time for the Q&A, but I'm going to pass it over to Jean so that she can talk to you about what all of these emotions can do and will do for you in the future.
Thank you so much for that, Jen. Thank you. I just love the validation of hearing that there is a job specifically of psycho-oncologist. I think that right there just validated like everything, but also everything that you said. And I agree, the 5 W's, we need to really get in touch and run through those. Absolutely. So let me pass it on now to our next panelist, Jean Rao. Jean, please take it away.
Okay, thanks everybody. It's so nice to be here with you all this morning. And Jim, thank you for kicking us off. I'm not a cancer survivor, but I've been a witness for 16 years at this point. And I just want to say right off the bat that wherever you are, it's normal. Whatever you're feeling is completely normal. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard the story of survivors going through treatment, and then they get to that place where the doctor says, or whoever says, you don't have to come back for 3 months. And that's really good news, but it can be very terrifying for the survivor, thinking, I don't have people watching after me as closely. And then all of a sudden, all these emotions come washing ashore that we've been compartmentalizing, which is fine that you've been compartmentalizing, but that can feel very overwhelming and out of context. That's completely normal. And if I have people come and tell me that, I'm like, you're exactly where I think you should be. So could I have the first slide, please? I want you to know that on top of it being normal, I want you to know that it's temporary. We had a great session on Friday night in the sex general session where one of the speakers talked about there being seasons with sex. Well, there's seasons with our feelings as well. These are pictures that I've taken myself, and once during winter and once during spring. The land looks different. We don't know what's going to happen when the snow's covering the ground, but then all of a sudden this beauty pops up. So whatever you're feeling today will be different tomorrow. It may move slowly. It may feel like it's not going to change. That is a place to, and from an emotional standpoint, to not only acknowledge how you're feeling, but to also challenge it and to ask yourself the question of, is that true? So that really gets into what we call all or nothing thinking. I worked with a cancer survivor, breast cancer survivor years ago, who is a marathon runner. And when she was in the middle of chemotherapy, she could barely get out of a lounge chair. And her language with me was, I'm never going to be able to run again. And where we got to in that conversation was, that's a story that you're telling yourself. I don't know if you're going to run again in the same way, but we're only going in one direction with time, which is forward. So what would it feel like to get out of the lounge chair and walk into another room? Would that be possible? Instead of it being lounge chair to marathon, could it be lounge chair to the next room? And I remember her specifically saying to me, I don't think I can walk to the mailbox right now. So then the mailbox became a goal, but there were baby steps in between. She didn't have to like it. Two things can exist at the same time emotionally. You don't have to like how you're feeling. And yet, acknowledging them, being with them, even if it's uncomfortable, and challenging them, all of that can exist at the same time. And in a time where it feels chaotic, you have control of those kinds of baby steps. Eventually, she did walk to the next room, and eventually she did walk to the mailbox, and eventually she did return to running. But the day she she got to the mailbox, that was the most important accomplishment, because it became a metaphor. If I can make it to the mailbox, I'm going to be okay. That was her path. Next slide, please. So you're the map makers. You're charting your course on what this is going to look like. It may look different than what you thought it would look like. And again, you don't have to like that. And yet there's some opportunity in that. There's something revolutionary in that. You get to decide how you're going to be. Working with another young cancer survivor who, and I'm sure like if people could raise their hand, they would, did anybody gain any weight from breast cancer treatment? And are they struggling with that now? And are they resentful and angry and mad because of that? Yeah. So I have, in 16 years, I've talked to a lot of young adults affected by cancer about this very thing. And I have one who, was the beginning of the sentence, when I lose weight, when I am tan, when it's spring, when I'm a certain age, like there were all these factors that had to be in place. The rest of the sentence was, I'll wear a bikini. And I said, why not wear the bikini now? If you want to wear a bikini, if that's really a desire, let's acknowledge it and do it now. And she didn't quite know what to do with that, but it's permission. You give yourself permission. You don't need my permission. You don't need anybody else's permission. The permission's in your control. So she goes out and gets a bikini, and she and her daughter both got them, and they went swimming and they had a ball. But where the bikini became a mantra for her, it represented a lot of other future decisions for her, including taking a risk to meet new people that she might want to date when she was really terrified of opening her heart again. Making all these assumptions about what people would think about her and the way she looked, because she didn't look the way she looked before. Another story, which I think is really important to share, is that in doing some writing, I'm a journal therapist in addition to what I do in other therapy lanes. And I've worked with young women dialoguing with their bodies, like you write a script, like you're writing a play. And before this young woman got into the dialogue, she said, I used to be skinny, I used to be fun, and I used to put out, and I don't do any of that now. And I said, well, if I'm your body today, right now, I'm thinking all I do is disappoint you, and that I can't have a relationship with you where you're going to see me as something positive. And so then we did the dialogue for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes of writing. And she came back, and her feedback to herself was, I need to do a whole lot more cherishing and a lot less bitching. And I've never forgotten that, because to me, that is go wear the bikini. You're charting your course. This is your canvas to decide what it's going to look like. And getting comparisons out of the way will be really important. Acknowledging that you might be comparing your insides to everyone else's outsides might happen. That's normal, but it's not the truth. So challenging these thoughts that come up, which come unbidden. Your feelings and your thoughts are spontaneous. We're not planning them. And you can challenge them and say, that's one part of you saying you can't ever wear a bikini, where the self, and you can say, sure, I can do that. The problem. Next slide, please. One of the most important messages I want you to remember from today is that you are a whole person, and that you are a whole person all along. And that even with cancer, you're who you were at 10, at 15, at 20, at 25, at whatever age you are now. And just like the picture of this human cell, you are a perfect being, just the way you are. And no one can take that away from you. Life may look really different. You may have feelings that you don't understand. You may have some real anger and rage that feels out of control. And just in the 16 years that I've been doing this, I will tell you that women generally, maybe guys experience this too, and maybe they experience this too, which is anger's not allowed or frowned upon. And so we don't quite know what to do with it. And keep talking, get help if you need it. You're welcome to reach out to me if you don't know how to find somebody to talk to, and I will be happy to help you find someone. So it's temporary. More than one thing can exist at the same time. You're in charge. You're the map maker. You're a whole person, beautiful just as you are, perfect right now. And as Glinda told Dorothy at the end of The Wizard of Oz, you've had the power all along. So take it back and own it, and know that creative opportunity waits for you with your feelings in your life. Thanks.
Oh, Jean, thank you so much for that. What a powerful place to end there. So much of what you said resonated with me personally. I am 9 years out from my diagnosis and have used writing a lot, most recently to get in touch with my body and have those dialogues that you were talking about. So thank you so much for all of your tips there. So we are going to open it up now for some Q&A from the audience. We've got some great questions coming in. What I'm going to do is share the question, and then we'll see who wants to take it up first. But we can have both of you guys weigh in on it, Jean and Jen. So yeah, let's have some fun with this. So our first question is, what do you say to people who tell you, quote, you just need to be positive? What is your response for helping educate friends and family about toxic positivity? Who would like to take that first?
So the first thing I'd say is go run out and buy my book, please. No, enough of none of the self-promotion, but oh, Lord, the toxic positivity. Yes, that is something that we all have encountered, frankly, whether we're survivors or not. So really anything that comes up in your life, you are going to be conquering toxic positivity. And personally, there are many ways to tackle it. I feel my personal way to tackle it is to say, thanks for your suggestion, and then move on the topic. Because I like to think about it from the asker's perspective. So the person who's asking you to be positive, they're doing it because they're uncomfortable. And it means that they may not have the skill set needed to help you cope with whatever is happening right now. And that's powerful information for you to have, to know that this person needs the positive side of you, and that's okay. And if that friendship is going to continue, then these are things that you need to keep in the back of your mind. Now, I am sure Jean has many stories of people blowing up and doing the whole, what did you just say to me? And just flying off the handle. And I cannot say that has not happened to me. But I have found that giving in to that sort of excessive emotion at the time. So someone says to you, be positive, and your first reaction is to essentially spit in their face, right? And be like, how dare you tell me to be positive? You don't know what I'm going through. I found that giving into that emotion wasn't helpful for me. And you need to look at a response from a viewpoint and how it's going to help support you in your journey and not worry about pleasing other people. Jean, I'm sure you have some really good individual tips for them.
Yeah, I'll just jump in. From a human condition perspective, being positive all the time is just impossible. And from a 30,000 foot point of view, you know, you can say something like that agrees with nothing. You know, you can say something like, you've given me something to think about, and move on. You can call someone else who can hold that space with you to say, someone just said this to me and I really need to just air it out. Whether you need to, you know, really fly off the handle, that's fine. I also think that trying to make ourselves positive all of the time, I've called it this for years, it's a tap dance with anxiety, you know, because we're setting ourselves up for failure and denying our true feelings. So, you know, again, you don't need my permission, but if you want it, here it is. You can ignore them. You can say, giving me something to think about. If that person is someone who's really close to you, then I would find a way to try to communicate with them that it's not helpful. It's not helpful for you to hear that, and that you're doing the best you can, and that that's good enough. And it is.
I love that. I think too, finding your people who really get it, like the YSC group, like you're in company with people who get it. So if you have to say, you know, you've given me something to think about to that person, and then you turn to your girlfriends who really get it, then you know you're not alone. Okay, our next question. I was diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer. Knowing I will be in treatment forever feels mentally exhausting. How do I keep up the emotional stamina?
I think that I would tell you that maybe that's not the paradigm, keeping up the emotional stamina, that setting up an expectation for yourself that feels exhausting already, just thinking about it. So maybe, and I don't mean to sound glib when I say this at all, but taking it a day at a time is really, you're still going to do what you are going to do in terms of your treatment and whatever, but taking it a day at a time really keeps you in the present moment and focusing on your strength that day. And there are going to be days where your strength feels like it's really at the top of your game. And there's going to be days where it feels like the barrel's empty, and that's normal. That's normal. So I would say go easy on yourself and be a little bit more gentle about the expectation that you have to be strong all the time, or that your emotional stamina needs to be at a certain place, that the tank has to be, you know, at least 3/4 full. That's just emotionally, that's just not how it works. And that's okay. I want you to be easy on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, such great advice, Jean. And I would just add briefly that that understanding of your mortality can be something that is really overwhelming, but also something that you can use to springboard yourself into really discovering who you are and taking each day to rediscover who you are as a person and how important your presence is in this world and to the people all around you, and to really get the opportunity to enjoy them and your life. Because I think a lot of times when we're in the middle of treatment, and particularly for metastatic survivors, you feel like there's never time for enjoyment. And that's not living, my friends. Living is still taking the time to have the margarita, or to go for the walk with your friends, or to sit in your chair and read a book when you're feeling tired. So I would encourage you, like Jean said, take it day by day, and whatever you need that day, that's what you get.
Thanks you both for that. I love the message of just slowing it way down and being right here, right now. Our next question: ending active treatment feels like falling off a cliff. How do you move on from active treatment into survivorship? It can feel so isolating and depressing. 100%.
Well, congratulations, you're there. Okay, treatment is done. Everything's all done. You're just moving on with your life, right? Isn't that what everyone expects you to do? Yes, it's very, very challenging. And I think the same advice that Jean just gave our last question really applies here. It is a day by day thing. You know, some days, I'm 7 years post-diagnosis now. And I never thought I would get here. I miraculously have days where I sort of forget until I'm walking to the shower and I'll get a glimpse of my nippleless breast, right? And then realize, oh, wow, that happened to me. And I think April's suggestion about finding your people is almost more important in long-term survivorship than it is when you're in the middle of treatment, because you need to be able to express those feelings about that isolation and that fright, because otherwise you're going to bottle them up. And the bottling up is just not going to help you sort through them in the long term and sort of address those 5 whys about why you're feeling, or 5 W's why you're feeling about them. So I would encourage you to do the one day at a time, all of Jean's wonderful advice. And remember that you're not alone. And when you feel that way, there are some amazing, I'm glancing at the chat as we're here, and there are already tons of amazing people here, and hopefully in your community too, that you can lean on and just be honest with about your feelings.
I call that piece of when you've gone through treatment, and I know this is not the story for everyone who goes through treatment, so please know that this is me using an example to illustrate. You go through some recipe mix of chemo, radiation, and surgery, and then maybe you take a pill, or maybe you don't, and then you're done. And so it's this very deep dive of intense going to the doctor, going to treatment, getting tests, getting your blood drawn. Some days maybe your white blood count is too low and you can't have treatment. It's just this tornado. And then you get told, like I said earlier, great, you don't need to come back for 3 months. And so that energetic roller coaster doesn't have any brakes. And all of a sudden, you don't kind of know what to do with yourself. And it's, like I said, these emotions wash ashore. Jen is exactly on target about connect. This is one of the most important times to connect with others. Build a bridge, into your survivorship, whatever that looks like. It could be that, and I hope it would be, that you would connect through something like YSC's face-to-face groups or private virtual hangouts, and setting a personal goal that is outside of yourself. Maybe you want to take a trip someplace you've never been, and start with baby steps, like maybe you want to go to France. So you start reading, I don't know, a book of fiction by a French author. That's a baby step toward your goal, instead of, I'm not well enough at this point to go to France, so I can never go to France. No, you can go to France. And today, this is the first step toward that. So it's one thing in the lane of regular life, putting that in quotes, and one in the lane of continue your connections with other young adults affected by breast cancer, for a couple of reasons. One is you're building your bridge emotionally, but as your hair grows back in, if it does, is that people who are new to being diagnosed need to see you. They need to see they're going to get to where you are. And that may sound like something you've never considered, but I promise you that's really important.
That was wonderful. I think our next question is such a wonderful kind of stepping off from that, because in addition to feeling like you maybe are jumping out of an airplane without a parachute that day that your doctor says, I don't need to see you again for a while, 3 months, then 6 months, then I'm at a place now where I'm a year from that. But even still, we have scans. So our next question is, what are your tips for scanxiety?
I think that doing some form of meditation, and I think when people think of meditation, it's that you have to sit down and be still and close your eyes and breathe deeply. And that is a beautiful form of meditation, but it can also be going for a walk. It can also be doing something like washing the dishes, slowing way down and doing whatever is before you. Doing something that's very nourishing and nurturing for yourself beforehand. If you are able to get a massage or something like that, some body work, cranial sacral therapy, which is really focused with hands on your head and the energy in your head. That might be something to look into. And if that sounds like I've gone way down the woo-woo path, please feel free to email me and I will connect you to that modality. The other thing is cultivating some acceptance, that you might feel this way. Again, that connection, just the validation from your go-to group that it's normal, that they're with you, that they're holding the space with you, and that you'll get through it. Jen, what else would you say?
Yeah, I take my phone into everything, and I have one particular friend who she and I always text each other when we're going in for scans. And no matter what the scan is for, whether it's breast cancer related or when I thought I had sprained my ankle, I'm like, oh, I smell that smell again. Erin, what do I do? And she always makes me laugh. So laughter is a really powerful medicine. Keep all of those really funny breast cancer memes that you're coming across now and save them for that moment. When your friend reaches out to you, you just pop one of those off in the text and she or he will return the favor to you. And that connection is so critical and important. And that gets me through every time.
Laughter. Yes, absolutely. I want to give you guys one last question, and I think it's a really great one to take us out of this session. We've kind of covered a lot of ground here, but this question is, I hate paying attention to my body because it hurts, and being more aware of it seems to amplify those aches and pains. What are your thoughts there?
So I didn't get a chance to tell you guys that I am also a fitness coach. So I'm a fitness coach, breast cancer survivor. I regained my own personal fitness post cancer, and I hear you and I feel you. And I prefer to look at those aches and pains as messages that my body is sending me. And the reality is, if you hurt, don't do what you're doing. If you're running, if someone's telling you you have to go run and running hurts, don't do it. That's not the modality for you. There are so many different ways to get your body moving and to listen to your body that are safe and healthy ways. And right now, using Jean's vernacular, you've told yourself a story that pain means that you can never do it again. And the reality is, you just need to do something different. I saw someone in the chat say, I'm still me, I'm just a different version. And I think that's true of all of us. And so let each of those aches and pains be a voice that says to you, maybe it's time to try something new.
I would encourage you also to look into something like acupuncture that may change your circulation. And there's, if this is something that matters to you, there's peer-reviewed evidence-based research out there that shows that it helps with pain, with circulation. And, here's a little cancer card trick, get your oncologist to say that it's related to your cancer, and so that the insurance company won't care, and question it. The other thing is to get maybe, people who work with me know I say this all the time. I could be making this up, but I would look on some place like YouTube and see if there are stretches that you can incorporate, gentle stretching into those places that hurt, so that, to build on what Jen said, that you're not overdoing it, or you're not knocking on a door that's closed. Let's walk through the doors that are open, and if you need to do something different in order to heal, I'm 100% in favor of that and cheering you on.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Pick the things that work for your body. I'll just share before we end here that I think too that it can be hard to shut off that voice that's constantly scanning your body and looking for those aches and pains and the little like, what is that? Because you're scared. My oncologist gave me this great tip that I've used over the past 9 years, which is that when something crops up, an ache in a hip or a headache or something like that, something new, that instead of freaking out, I mark it on my calendar and I just mark down that I'm experiencing it. And then it allows me to kind of set it aside with the idea that I will look back in 2 weeks and see if it's still bothering me. And most of the time it actually has resolved because it was a pulled muscle or it was something unrelated, not cancery. And sometimes I have had to go and say to him, okay, this thing is still happening. Let's take a closer look. But it's really helped my peace of mind and let me set it down. So I will give you my 2 cents on that too. All right. Well, thank you all, Jean and Jen and everyone who sent in questions. That was a wonderful discussion. Really appreciate it. Jen, I guess, and Jean, I would just want to say, if people have extra questions for you or want to continue the conversation, can they reach out to you?
Absolutely.
Please.
I hope you will.
As do I. You can find me on Instagram. I'm really easy to find because it's just Jen McRobbie. But email and everything, please reach out because we all need our people. And I know I can speak for me and Jean when we say we want to help you find those people and get to that place where you're feeling comfortable and where you can feel your feels and not be afraid of them.
Amen.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, thanks, you guys. So we're going to segue now into the next session where you can experience your body and hopefully experience some peace and comfort with it even more. So stay where you are, because up next we have a yoga session with Jamie Russo. Enjoy.
Well, everybody, we're going to just get right into this. We only have 10 minutes for me to show you the best of a Be Well Cancer Recovery Yoga class. So wherever you're seated, come to the edge of your seat so your feet can be flat on the floor. Let the hands rest on the thighs and just start to roll the shoulders up and back a few times. And then as you feel ready, you can close your eyes or lower the gaze and just start to notice the breath. Let the feet be heavy on the floor. Let the hands be heavy on the thighs. Let the shoulders and the elbows soften. Let the muscles in the face soften. Start to take an inhale through the nose. Open the mouth and let it go. Do that again. Inhaling through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. One of our signatures of a Be Well yoga class is sharing a quote. So the quote I picked today is from Thich Nhat Hanh. Breathing in, I calm my body. Breathing out, I smile. Dwelling in the present moment, the only moment. So as you take your next inhale, invite the calm into the body. As you exhale, smile. And do that again. Inhale and calm. Exhale, smile. And continue with those open mouth exhales, or you can close the lip. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling out the nose. We're going to go ahead and start moving. So you can blink the eyes open and just remember to listen to your body as we move. I'll give suggestions, but move with your range of motion, okay? So when you're ready, take a nice inhale, pull the shoulders back, lift the chin, lift the chest. As you exhale, reach the hands forward, pull the belly button towards the spine, round the back, tuck the chin. Inhale, hands can stay on the knees or you can move them as much as you want towards the hips. And then exhale, round. We'll do that one more time. Inhaling, arching the back, looking up. Exhale as you round, pulling the belly button towards the spine. On this inhale, go ahead and find neutral so the shoulders are right above the hips. We're going to inhale, reach the arms up to the shoulders. As you exhale, tick-tock to one side, so one elbow is reaching down as the other reaches up. We'll inhale ourselves back to center. Exhale to the other side. This time you'll inhale up, and if you feel like it, you can reach the arms, one hand reaching to the sky, one hand reaching to the floor. Inhale back through center, and then exhale other side as you reach. This time, if you want to reach the arms all the way up on an inhale, you can. As you exhale, we'll twist. So bring one hand in front of the body. You'll place the hand outside the knee, the other hand to the back of the chair, sitting nice and tall here. Inhale. And then as you exhale, maybe twist a little further. If it would feel good in the spine, you can turn the head to look over the shoulder. Take one more round of breath. And you're ready for another inhale, unwind to center. Exhale, twist to the other side. Use the hands on the inhale to grow tall. Exhale to twist a little bit more. And you're ready for your next inhale. Come back to center. As you exhale, we'll just bring the hands down, and we're actually going to get out of our chairs for a moment. So you'll want your chair handy. Scoot it maybe right to the side of you so that you can use it. You'll want some space in front of you and some space behind you. So to start, we're going to do a little bit of balance, bringing the hands to the hips. We're going to start with that foot furthest from the chair. So ground down into that foot, and then start to lift the other heel, bending into that knee. Here's where you might want to reach out for your chair. And you can start to lift that foot off the floor any amount, a little or a lot. Listen to your body and what it wants today. Maybe the leg can come parallel to the floor. Take an inhale wherever you're at. Exhale. And then we'll step that foot back to come into a warrior one. What that means is hips are facing forward, front toes are facing forward. Your back toes can point off at an angle a little bit. And then bend into that front knee. Just make sure your knee's staying stacked above the ankle. Hands can stay on hips to start. We'll inhale, pull the shoulders back, lift the chin and the chest. As you exhale, straighten that front leg, lean the chest forward a little bit. So we'll inhale, bend into that knee, pull the shoulders and elbows back. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Add the arms if you'd like here. Inhaling, reaching the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands behind you like airplane arms. So inhaling, bending the knee, reaching up. Exhale, straighten the leg, reach back. We'll keep both legs straight as we bring hands to hips here. You can step that back foot in a tiny bit. We're going to come into what we call pyramid pose. So again, legs are straight, hips are pointing forward. We'll inhale, pull the shoulders and elbows back. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Pause halfway, let the arms dangle a little bit, shake them out. And then from here, you can decide where to go. You can stay at this halfway point. You can bring a hand to the chair. You can walk the hand down the leg. If you feel good and want to forward fold, let the head and neck be heavy and relaxed. Take one more inhale, one more exhale. And then when you're ready, you can use that inhale to walk the hands back up to hips. We're going to bring all of our weight into that front foot as we lift the back heel. So here again, you might want to grab the seat of the chair or the back of the chair. and start to lift those toes up off the floor a little bit or a lot, coming towards warrior 3. So the heel is pointing away from the head, toes are pointing down. Take an inhale, take an exhale. And then when you're ready, that lifted foot can meet the standing leg. We'll shake that out and we'll go right into the other side. So the foot closest to the chair, ground down into that foot. Lift the heel on the other side and then start to lift those toes. Again, the chair's there if you need it. Maybe you hold on to it, and then once you get to parallel thigh, you let go for a moment, test your balance, test your strength. And then when you're ready, you can step that foot back, warrior 1 this side, toes, front toes and hips forward, back toes at an angle. We'll inhale, pull the shoulders and chest back and up. And then as you exhale, straighten the front leg, hinge at those hips. And add the arms when you want. Inhale to reach as you bend. Exhale to straighten airplane arms. 2 more, follow your breath. Inhale and move when you're ready. 1 more. I'm sure you are doing amazing right now. And then we'll bring our hands to our hips. We'll step that back foot in a tiny bit. Hips parallel to the front. Inhale, pull the shoulders back, lift the chin and chest. Exhale, again, come to that halfway. Let the arms dangle. We like to get that lymph fluid moving. And then find where you want to go from here. Hand on the chair as you walk the hand down the leg. Maybe staying halfway, just avoiding the knee so we don't put any pressure on it. Take an inhale and an exhale. We'll walk our hands up to hips, bend into that front knee all the way there as we go to warrior 3 on this side. That chair's there for you if you need it. Lifting the foot up. Wherever you're at, test your balance. Inhale here. Exhale to lower. We're going to step back in front of our chair. We'll start with a little chair pose before we sit. So bending into the knees. Starting to sit back, slowly lowering. And when you're ready, grab onto that chair. Sit down in that. Come back up to the edge so feet can be flat again. Hands on thighs. Close the eyes or lower the gaze. Come back to that breath. Inhale, calm. Exhale, smile. I love that last session was talking about getting yourself moving, and yoga is a great way to do that. With Be Well Therapy, we have a great community of cancer survivors and thrivers. I'd love for you to join us. I teach a young survivors class Saturday mornings, 9:30 Pacific time. So check out Be Well Therapy if you like this and you want to join us again. Thank you and enjoy your weekend.
How are you improving the quality of life of young adults with breast cancer? Hi, I'm Dr. Chen. I'm a plastic and reconstructive surgeon on the YSC Council of Advisors. Breast cancer is hard at any age, but when you are young and starting out with your whole life ahead of you, it can be difficult to think that your dreams may be crushed with the removal of your breasts. When a young woman's breasts are removed to treat cancer or to reduce the risk of cancer, I do my best to recreate new natural breasts that are soft and warm and that grow and shrink as a woman gains and loses weight throughout her life. In addition, I try to restore sensation to a woman's breast so that she can feel normal. I want women to feel strong and secure. My goal is to improve the quality of life in young adults with breast cancer so that they are not defined by their disease or treatment for their disease. Ultimately, I want young adults to grow into old adults, living long, healthy, and happy lives. Second question, kittens or puppies? Puppies! Dicky!
Hi, my name is Amy and I work with Bagot. And the problem Bagot solves is, well, cancer doesn't come with a map. So we help you create one with our Take Everywhere binder that's designed to help you organize your appointments, your medical records, really any of that information that you want to keep all in one place. If you need reliable cancer information, you need coping tips, you need some support, you maybe just need questions to ask your doctor, it is all in the bag. And as to whether or not it's puppies or kitties, I'm a puppy girl all the way, although our executive director would disagree and say it's kitties, but that way we covered all. I like cats, but I'm puppies all the way. Thanks so much.
Hi, my name is Amy Hartle, and I am the creator of the As We Are Now Body Empowerment Program. This program is based on almost 9 years of my professional background as an oncology, massage, and lymphatic drainage therapist, but it's also based on my personal experience as a BRCA1 woman who grew up high risk for breast cancer and ultimately was diagnosed and went through surgery and treatment in 2017. I was lucky because I was able to take the same skills and information and knowledge that I use with my clients over the years to play an active role in my own recovery and survivorship. And that is what I have created with As We Are Now, an opportunity for you to understand your body, connect with and care for your body so that you can feel at home in your own skin. I hope you'll check it out and learn more. And if I have to pick, I guess it's puppies.
Hi there, my name is April Stearns. I am the founder of Wildfire Magazine and Writing Community. I am a 9-year breast cancer survivor. I was diagnosed at 35 and attended my first YSC summit in Austin in 2019. The whole experience was so transformative for me, and I am so excited that you are here this weekend to have the same experience. I hope you leave feeling a sense of belonging, a sense of community, just an overall sense that you're not alone and that there's hope. I hope you leave feeling stronger in your survivorship, knowing that there are people out there to help you and there are tools to help you as well. I look forward to introducing you to Wildfire Magazine and what the writing community can offer you in terms of healing. Visit me in the exhibit hall. I look forward to meeting you.
Being diagnosed at age 33 with breast cancer was life-altering, but I had my sister and my cousin right there with me who had gone through it or were going through it with me. Not everybody has that kind of support. That's why I support the Young Survival Coalition, and it's very meaningful for me to serve on the board. No person diagnosed with breast cancer should want for information or support.
Hi, my name is Dana Donofree, and I'm the founder and CEO of Ana Ono, intimates designed differently for those of us that have undergone breast surgery related to our cancer diagnosis. I launched Ana Ono in 2010 after my own diagnosis of breast cancer at the age of 27, where today I'm proud to say we are boob inclusive. So if you have 2 breasts, 1 breast, no breasts, or new breasts, we definitely have something for you. I'm honored to be here as a part of YSC in the summit. Even though we're not there to hug each other in person, I can't wait to talk to you again soon. See you later.
Hello, I'm Desiree Walker, Board President. I became a member of the Young Adult Breast Cancer community at the age of 38. It was a time where there was very little understanding about young adult breast cancer, its unique needs, and the services that would be required. I'm thrilled that YSC is here today for you.
Hi there. I'm John Hennessy. I'm the Vice President of the Board of Directors of the Young Survival Coalition, and I've had the privilege of working with this team for more than a decade. As I think about the summit this weekend, my wish is that all of you have an opportunity to reconnect in a way you haven't been able to for more than a year, and that you're able to enjoy the time together and learn some things and make the next year better than any of the years we've had in the past.
Hi, I'm Kristen Westbrook, founder of Calm City and co-founder of Mindset. We offer wellness and meditation programs to help reduce stress and anxiety. We also offer Mindset, a curated selection of self-care and mindfulness tools in a box. We share simple techniques and practices to help you find balance, calm, and clarity, and a great way to connect with your inner superpowers. Kittens or puppies? I say both.
I'm Megan Claire Chase, Partnership Director at Grit Health. And while Grit Health was not built for any particular age group, many of us were diagnosed with cancer at a young age. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in my 30s, and I would not have made it through treatment if I had not had the support of the AYA community. It's what led me to find my voice and become a patient advocate. After all, our stories matter and our voices matter because at the end of the day, knowledge is power.
Hi everyone, my name is Pablo Colon and I'm a member of the board of directors here at YSC. Being on this board is really meaningful to me more than anything because it's my way of being able to pay it forward. When my wife Erin was diagnosed at the age of 32, YSC was an enormous resource for us and helped us with regards to really learning how to be better advocates. I learned how to be an advocate for Erin. We were dating at the time. It was an incredible resource for us. And for me, serving on this board is how I pay it forward. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and I'm the founder of a company called Mighty and Bright, and I am also a children's book author illustrator, and I wrote this book called What Happens When Someone I Love Has Cancer. If you are like me and have kids, you know that they are your main concern when you are diagnosed with a life-threatening illness. When I was diagnosed in 2017, there was basically nothing out there to help explain cancer to kids in an honest and open way. And so I wrote this book to explain the science of cancer and how it will affect a kid's day-to-day life. And each one comes with a calendar, and it looks kind of like this. And it explains kind of how treatment's going to affect your kids and what they can expect each day. And it also comes with little buttons with activities so you can stay connected to your kids and do activities together that will not exhaust you. Puppies or kittens? I think I'm going to say puppies this time.
Hi, my name is Sarah Kleinknecht, and I'm a consultant with Beauty Counter, which is a safer skincare and cosmetic company. And what problem that Beauty Counter solves is we are so inundated with thousands of chemicals that are not regulated in our cosmetics, and Beauty Counter is there to change it, whether that's making quality, safer skincare or going to DC and trying to change laws. And that's what you can learn more about Beauty Counter and safer skincare. And of course, I'm a dog fan.
A cancer diagnosis is overwhelming, and as a loved one, knowing how to help can be very challenging. Our mission at Men Together is to change that. So we have created a social platform that makes it easier to give and receive with 3 free tools. We have a community journal, a gift and cash registry, and a volunteer calendar. So if you're dealing with cancer, you can get words of encouragement, healing gifts, financial support, and helping hands when you deserve and need it most.
I'm Jerry DiPiano, the CEO of Femme Pharma Consumer Healthcare. We solve the problem of vaginal and vulvar dryness, making intimacy more comfortable. Have a listen for yourself.
So appreciate your vagina today, ladies. Do it.
Hey, I'm a young survivor who experiences intimacy issues due to vaginal dryness and pain.
One solution that I'm really liking is Satisfem Bud by Fem Pharma.
It's an excellent source of moisture to the vaginal area and tissue.
I'm in love with everything that they sell.
It is made with hyaluronic acid and vitamin E.
With the help of Fem Pharma's products, I can now enjoy sex and not avoid it.
Hi there, Holly here again. Just giving you a little micro tour of my studio through these 3 videos, but the connection that I have to the young adult cancer community. While I am not a survivor myself, it does run pretty strong in my family, so it is something that I have been acutely aware of from a very early age. And I'm just thankful that I got involved in tattooing first, and then discovered that there was such a need for this type of tattooing. So for the paramedical work, it all started with a lady that, well, a couple different very key points, but one very prominent inspiration was a younger lady that had very bad tattooing done by a plastic surgeon, and she was devastated, and she just wanted anything to cover up what he had done. And yeah, I just didn't think that was something that should be a part of a woman surviving. So yeah, it sort of just happened, and it evolved, and I'm so thankful to still be a part of the community and serve, and looking forward to helping as many people as possible, men and women alike. And yeah, also, second video, I don't know which one's gonna be picked or whichever, but still puppies. So yeah, thank you. That's Brutus and Minnie. And during the pandemic, there was lots of chalk art, so yeah, had to snag a picture of them both smiling ear to ear. So definitely puppies. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Mersdorf, and I'm the CEO of the Young Survival Coalition. I hope you have had a wonderful weekend at YSC's first ever virtual summit. It has been a weekend of learning, connecting, and most importantly, a weekend of not feeling alone. I think it's important to remember that YSC is always here for you, and not just this weekend. We have a robust F2F network throughout the United States and a growing international family. There are virtual hangouts every week. So remember to go to the YSC website and look around and find what fits for you. I would like to thank all of our sponsors for their support and dedication to all of you. Lilly Oncology, Diaki Sanko, Genentech, Novartis, Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Gilead, Merck, Seagen, Eisai, and Exact Sciences. Thank you. I'd also like to thank the staff of YSC. These women have worked very hard to ensure that this weekend happened, and it was great. Thank you to all of you. I am thrilled that so many young adults from across the globe joined us this weekend, over 1,000 of you. YSC is dedicated to ensuring that no young adult feels isolated and alone, no matter where they live. I encourage you to share with others information about the summit. Registration is still open, and anyone who has registered can view all of the content on demand for 30 days. A survey will be emailed out on Monday. That's tomorrow. So please look out for it and fill it out. Tell us what you thought about the weekend. We read each and every survey, and your voice and opinion is very important to us. For those of you who have attended a summit in person, you know that one of the hardest parts of the weekend is it ending, when we all have to say goodbye to each other and return to our own personal journeys. However, one cool thing about this year being virtual is that you can come back anytime for the next month and watch a session that you might need in that moment. And while this virtual meeting was awesome, I am so looking forward to seeing all of you in person next year in 2022. Please sign up and save your spot if you haven't already done so. As we wrap up the 2021 summit, I just want to say that YSC is here for you, however you need us. On behalf of the entire board of directors, thank you for joining us this weekend, and please continue to love and care for each other. Join me in watching a highlight reel up next. See you guys next year.